I feel it's good to have the best of both worlds. We have teenagers and we have the elderly. Okay, and I think it's been working for so many years. I have some residents calling some of the employees here their grandkids, so it's been working. So it's also weird a little bit, because you're trying to figure out, there's something called stereotyping. The elderly think that teenagers of today, they're loud, they're obnoxious, they don't just care, and then the teenagers think that the residents are all grumpy and cranky and all those negative stuff. But when you put them together in the same working environment, you see how they adjust to each other. So I think that is great. I like that relationship, and I see them like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm gonna approach that resident. So I guess it's just a matter of building relationships with them, and it's been working. How do I manage them in that way? I try to treat everybody as an adult, because I believe that if anybody is working here, it means that they're grown enough to understand certain things. So I don't treat them any differently. I don't treat them any. I try to keep everybody. I'm trying to treat them fairly, and I'm trying to treat them as adult. It doesn't matter which position they are. They don't work. At the end of the day, we have to be fair with everything that we do. So I don't try to separate them. Yes, it's front of the house and it's back of the house, but at the end of the day, they all are employees. So we treat them the same. I think it's gonna be good when the baby boomers move in, because baby boomers these days, they're exposed to a lot of things. They're exposed to technology. They're exposed to environment. They're going green at times. So they are involved in a lot of things these days. And I think that when they move in, and also us, the younger generation, we're so involved into, we do Facebook, social network, all those type of things. I think that when the baby boomers move in, it's gonna be a great relationship. That's what I'm thinking. They can speak the same language, and they can go to Mr. Smith and say, Mr. Smith, did you see online there was something on Facebook, blah, 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 blah. So they can really, really get to build that bond, a stronger bond. So I think it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it.
It's awesome. I started here, I was 15 years old. So, I think the opportunity for younger students to be around older people, some of them never get to spend time with their grandparents, and some of the residents never get to see their grandkids. So I think the dynamic works well. One of the things that I always hear from students when I'm interviewing them is that, they love the elderly because they have really cool stories to tell. So that seems to be very appealing to students when they know that they're going to be working with the elderly population. And then the feedback that I get from residents is loving to see all of us grow. The residents that I got to meet when I was 15, and the residents that saw me grow in my role, they were proud. It was like a sense of, pride for them, that they saw me grow up and develop into a young lady. So I think that that's a really good part of working here.
Okay.